Today I want to discuss A+ content. Now, A+ content is a feature on Amazon which allows you to enhance your product description as well as to brand your content. Now, if you're unaware of what this is, I'm going to go over to a Bose headphone listing. This is all A+ content. So when you scroll down from the top, which shows you the actual product, you scroll down and you're going to be seeing a lot of extra information. So it'll say from the manufacturer, and then you see these nice diagrams that really give you more access, such as a video, and it gives you more insight as to what features you can expect from that brand of products. It's a great way to really create a more professional listing, and it gives more insight as to what your product is and the key features that you're going to be offering. So I actually just finished up creating A+ content for my product here, for my putting alignment mirrors, which is a holiday gift that I'm putting into the market right now. So I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to actually create your A+ content, and also give you guys some more insight on some pro tips that I always embed into my A+ content. Now, first off, you have to understand the eligibility for A+ content. You need two things. First, you need a trademark brand. For me, it's FBA Golf. So you have to go through the trademark process, and then you have to register it with Amazon Brand Registry. At that point, you can go ahead and you can use A+ content. The second thing is that you have to have a professional selling account type, not an individual account type. The main difference there is the professional selling account type is a membership-based subscription, so you pay $39.99 in the US each month, but with the individual account type, you have less features and you only pay when you actually make a sale. So it's not subscription-based, you only pay 99 cents whenever you make one of those sales. So those are the two things. Make sure that you have your brand registered with Amazon and you have a professional account type. After that, you just want to make sure that you've listed your product already and you have an ASIN assigned to that product. This is automatically generated when you create your listing. What you want to do in the desktop in the upper left-hand corner, click the menu, go down to advertising, and then you'll eventually click A+ Content Manager. If you're not seeing this and it's a condensed list, again, that means that you don't have a registered brand with Amazon, or it hasn't been approved yet, or possibly you have an individual account type and not professional. So that's what it means if you do not see it. We meet all those requirements, so we'll go ahead and click it. You'll then be brought to the A+ Content Manager, which is a inventory of all of the content that you've created and the status of it outstanding. For us, this is the one that we just created, which I'll show you here in a second. But as you can see, it was last modified today, and it's currently in review. It has not been approved yet. It does take about 24 hours for it to be approved. What you'll want to do is go to the upper right-hand corner here where it says Start Creating A+ Content. You probably won't have anything here if this is your first time, so you just go ahead and click this in the upper right-hand corner. You'll be asked two different questions. Do you want to create a basic A+ content, which allows you to create up to 5 modules, which are 5 sections of enhanced content? And this is really great for just one product or maybe 2 products that you're creating. Or if you want to tell your story of your brand, so let's say that you are just selling on Amazon with one brand name because you've already been selling on different retailers or different platforms online. So you have a bunch of different products that all have one brand and you want to tell your story. So you will want to go ahead and click Create a Brand Story, and this will apply to every one of those products that have that brand name. For us, and more than likely for you, this is your first product. So you'll just want to start off with an easy, basic A+ content, and just get the hang of it. And then eventually, if you do introduce more products to the market with your brand and you want to tell a more in-depth story, you can go ahead and click Create a Brand Story. So we'll click Create Basic, and then we're going to be brought here. It doesn't show you a lot, but don't worry, this is our module creation page. The first thing we want to do is we want to name our content. So whatever the product is, for us, it was FBA Golf putting alignment. You can name this whatever you want. It's really just for you to keep track of everything in your content manager. So next, we're going to actually begin adding our modules. So we'll go ahead and click Add Module. Now you're going to be met with a bunch of different templates. Using these dogs, just to give you an idea of what it will look like on the Amazon listing page. So you need to think about your product and which one of these applies best to your product. For me, I always like explaining the key features of my product. For you, you might have to compare stuff, so you'll use this comparison chart. Think of up to 5 modules that you really see use for, and then you're going to be adding them, and we'll add text and images here in a second. Now, I always recommend starting off with a standard company logo. This is the first module that you can create, and it's really just an image of what this is going to look like. It's very simple, but it also is a nice transition between your bullet points and your description and onto your A+ content. So I always recommend doing this first, and all you have to do is click it and then click to add your image. As you'll see here, here are already some assets, which are just the PNG files and JPEG files, which are my pictures, that I can go ahead and add them in here. So this A+ content here, this would be my company logo. Just go over here and click add. Otherwise you can upload. And then you can drag this to a certain section if your image is too large. I believe the image resolution that they're looking for at least is 600 by 180 pixels. So this is a little bit larger, so I'll just drag it down here so it's nice and centered. At that point, you can add image keywords. It's already taking them from this asset that was previously uploaded. So click add, and then you'll begin to see your page come to life. Now don't be worried when you look at your company logo here and it looks a little bit distorted, lower quality. It will clear up actually on the product listing page. This is just, for whatever reason, Amazon's doing that. So next we'll go ahead and add some more modules. Now what I like to do, I usually go to, let's find it here. I usually go to this one where it says standard 3 images in text. It's a great way of identifying key features for your product. So what I'll go ahead and do is in this first one, I'll add a picture of a unique feature specifically to my product, and then I'll add a description below it. And I'll do the same thing for the second and third image. It's very easy. Another thing that you can do, which I find very appealing as a consumer, you can stack your page. So you can have an image on the right, and then right below that you'll have an image on the left. So we're really doing the same thing as we're doing here by identifying those key features, but you're just kind of layering it rather than just putting it in one line. That's something you can do. Again, this is all for you. And then lastly, another thing I want to identify, if you have like an electronic or anything that's more technical, it's very important to add this standard technical specifications. A lot of times customers will get to your page and they're unsure if it comes with batteries, or they're unsure of what outlet type if it's in a foreign country. You can add all of that information here. That way it clears up anything that's on the customer's mind and it will allow them to convert that sale. So let's go ahead, as I mentioned before, and click this one. And just like what we did above, we'll go ahead and click to add our images. Same thing, click it and then find the image that you want to add. So for this one, let's just add this as a sample. And then our headline text should be some feature, right? So just by looking at this image, it really doesn't tell you a whole lot. So you want to describe that image here. This is going to be your headline for the body text that's going to be below it. So for us, I'm going to put practice anywhere, anytime. I want to demonstrate how portable this product is, as well as the enjoyment that they're going to gain from it. So then you'll go ahead in here and you'll say, this product is great for use indoors and outdoors, and so on. So then you'll just add all that text. I recommend 2 to 3 sentences. Definitely do not add more for this style. If you have a descriptive text and just a single image, like that layered look that we took a look at before, maybe you can add maybe 3 to 5 sentences. But for this, keep it short and concise. So we'll go ahead, we'll add our other images here. And add our third one, select add. And there we go. So there you go. You can add your images, add the headline text, and then add the body text. One last thing here in this section, add a headline text up here. What is this entire section about? Amazon allows you to add whatever you want. You can put, key features is what I'll end up putting, but you could also put, know this, or if it was for the technical specifications, you add technical specifications there. Just identify that, and it's going to break up the 2 modules. Now, say you added a module, but you think, the one below it actually looks better if it's above it. You can use these arrows here to go up and down, depending on where you want to place it. This is all a linear feed, so from the top to bottom is what they'll end up seeing as people are scrolling on their phone or their desktop. All right, at that point, we'll go ahead and click Next, Apply ASINs. So now we have to go ahead and we have to assign Amazon product listings that are existing products to this A+ content. In other words, where is this A+ content going to be applied? You want to go back to your Manage Inventory to copy your ASIN and then come in here and paste it. You should see the title of your product listing. Go ahead and click that, and then just ensure that it is the ASIN and that this image is your main image that you have on your product listing. It's going to tell you if it's eligible. So if I were to apply this A+ content to a brand that I didn't own or a brand that isn't registered with Amazon, it's going to say that it's not eligible. As I mentioned before, you have to go through the brand registry process for that brand, for that listing, and that way you can end up using the A+ Content Manager. Now you can go ahead and you can add more ASINs if you had multiple products that you want this to be applied to, different variations of one product with the same brand. Add that all in there and then click Apply Content, and it'll say that's been applied. Green check is always good on Amazon. Lastly, you'll click Next, Review, and Submit, and then it's going to give you an idea of what it actually will look like on the desktop and the mobile version. I'm just going to jump over to the finished product. As you can see here, I actually made 4, not 3, but you can see here's a standard logo, the 4 key features about the portability, the reflective surface, backswing correction, and the perfect alignment. And then I go into 2 to 3 sentences just to elaborate on that feature and to clearly describe how it's going to be used. One thing I do recommend, try not to use the same images that are in your product listing in the A+ content. It's much better if you show some different images, focusing in on those features or those specifications just to better describe your product. All right, and the last step you need to take is click Submit for approval. And as I mentioned, it will take up to 24 hours for Amazon to actually review and approve it. They may come back and open a case and say that you need to change an image or you need to change this based on their policies. That's totally fine. Just go ahead, follow their guidance, and go ahead and make that change. All right, guys, I hope this gives you a better idea of how to actually create A+ content. I know we ran through this pretty quickly, but I think just knowing this in the simple steps can really enhance your listing and it'll allow you to convert more sales.